first thing we want to figure out when we are doing our high bar back squat is where the bar actually sits on our back. So in this position here, you get underneath the squat rack so that you have a little bit of space, so you only have to stand up a little bit to clear the J hooks. When the bar is on your back, this is how it wants to sit. It wants to sit on top of your trap muscles here. The more you push your elbows back, the more of a shelf you're going to create at this initial point. So when you're getting used to this, if this is the first few times you've done it, I suggest trying to push your elbows back and going as narrow as you can with your hands to create this shelf. Obviously, there's going to be a comfort element that you have to consider, and so that is going to be interdependent with you. It's going to depend on your mobility, it's going to depend on a lot of different things, but generally, the narrower you can get a grip, the more of a shelf you're going to create, and the more your elbows go back, the more of a shelf you're going to create. So if you are struggling with this position initially, these are some things that can help. Once you've found a comfortable place for it to sit, when you stand up, you take a few steps back so that you're clear of the squat rack. And then you just have to make sure of a few different things. You want to try and make an even distribution of weight between the inside, the outside, and the heel of your foot. So you've got a little tripod of support on each foot. Once you have that tripod of support, you then want to make sure that that balance point stays even all the way down and all the way up. That will dictate what width you want your feet, and that will also kind of dictate how low you want to go as well, because some people may get to this sort of depth and then they feel the weight goes to their toes. For the time being, that is as low as you should go. You should judge your depth based on where your limitations are currently, because if you were to squat lower than that and as a result the weight goes all the way to your toes or all the way to your heels, you're not evenly distributing the load in your feet, and therefore you're not evenly distributing the load between your hips, knees, and ankles. There is no rule of like you have to squat to below parallel. There is no such thing as you must squat a certain depth. However, if you are starting to add weight onto the bar and the weight is causing you to either move your body position, the weight is causing you to put weight towards the front of your foot or the back of your foot or the inside of your foot or the outside of your foot, or the weight is causing excess pressure on one of your joints, or more weight on the bar is making you not be able to squat as low, so you need to stop adding weight at that point and you need to go back to the point where you can squat as freely as you're moving here without any weight. It takes a little bit of time to kind of humble yourself in thinking like that, but if you think like that with a back squat, you will progress without risk of injuries, and as a result you will then have better improvement over a long period of time.